Morning, friends. Randy Flickinger here again with another story God's laid on my heart. Do you have a favorite movie that you saw, not necessarily for the action or, the actors or actresses in it, but one that left a message with you that sticks, that's affected your life? For you old timers, one of the movies that stuck with me and will be with me always was Schindler's List. For you young pups, it was a 1993 Academy Award winner. It was a movie about Oskar Schindler, who was a German industrialist, or a wealthy industrialist, I guess I should say. And he had set his plant up in Krakow, Poland, and during World War II. And he knew the Germans were going to shut down. They were taking over Poland, if you remember how it started. So he moved into non-occupied territory in Germany, hoping that he could just do his business there. Well, of course, it didn't work out that way. The Nazis come in, they took over his plant. He begged them and said, look, leave my plant open. I'll make munitions for your army. I'll make bullets, anything I can to help you during this war. In fact, he had been a Nazi at one point. But as he watched World War II break out, and by the way, the Nazis agreed to that, as he watched World War II proceed, he started to feel sorry for the Jewish people. What he was seeing wasn't right. And so what he did was started hiring Jews to work in his plant. And he would work, the Germans would come in, how you come with this? We need these, tank, mortars or whatever. And he would say, guys, I need more workers. There's just so much involved here. I need some help. And they would allow him to hire some more. And he continued to do that for quite a while. And eventually, he had over 1,000 Jews employed with him that he saved, that they didn't die. They didn't get sent to the extermination cells like the 6 million Jews did. And at the end of the movie, though, it was a great line. It was a time that I will never forget. At the end of the movie, there's a completely distraught Oskar Schindler, and they're talking to him, and he says, I could have done more. I could have saved more. I didn't do enough. He never gave the Germans a single workable bullet. His goal the whole time was to stall, save Jewish lives, and not give them anything worthwhile. But the fascinating thing was he didn't feel like he'd done enough. What if you and I, as Christians, lived with the Oskar Schindler attitude? As we witness, as we make a difference in people's lives, are we doing that, number one? But number two, as we do that, are we reflecting Christ in how we act, how we live? What if we had that fire to share that message, to reach out, knowing each day I need to do everything I can to reach other people, to influence other people for Christ, for good, not for all the stuff that the world says is important, okay? As Christians, that's important that we do that. 1 Peter 3:15, he says, but in your hearts, honor Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared, did you hear that, to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with gentleness and respect. Note in the verse two things. One, he says, be prepared. How do we get prepared? We learn about him. We study the Bible. We go to church. We listen to videos that some goofball in Kansas puts out. And there are several others on TikTok. Great passages, great messages. Listen to them. Hang on to them. Grow from them. But the bottom line is, he also says, reflecting the hope. Did you hear that? Who asked you for a reason for the hope that is in you? How many Christians live sour, dour, grumpy lives? You'd never know they were saved. We live hypocritical lives. Oh, the blessing of being saved by God. And then we turn around and live our life grumpy, stingy, self-centered, that's not what he wants. That's not what he's about. You and I need to make a point to be sharing our faith, living our lives just like Oscar Schindler in the end. And you know the funny thing, I'll end with a quote that he said. He said, "Why spend your final days on this earth possessing something when you can do something?" When you and I get to heaven, my fear is we're going to see everybody that we had a chance to influence and didn't take it. Guys, let's don't have that be you and I. Reach out, make a difference for him. Live like Oscar Schindler talked about. Thanks for listening, guys. Save this as a favorite, repost it. Glad for you to follow me, to share this, comments, whatever the case may be. The whole intent is to spread the gospel, just like Oscar Schindler. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.